Story recapped here. Today, I'm going to explain a horror, drama, and sci-fi show called Into the Dark, All That We Destroy. Spoilers ahead, watch out and take care. A woman named Ashley rises from a thick black substance, then gets cleaned and dressed. She later wakes up and sees Spencer sitting next to her. She asks him where she is and who he is, but Spencer just gives her a glass of wine and turns on the music. He asks her if she remembers anything, but Ashley says she doesn't. Suddenly, Spencer lunges at her and slams her to the floor. He tries choking her before banging her head repeatedly until she dies. After that, he throws the body into a tank outside. His mother, Victoria, arrives and gives Spencer a journal to write his thoughts about Ashley's clones. She asks if it didn't feel any different, so he answers that it didn't feel like the real Ashley. Later, in her lab, Victoria analyzes what could have gone wrong with the previous clone. As she does, Spencer slides the journal into the bottom of the door. While reading his journal, Victoria receives a call from Spencer's dad, Parker. Using a virtual reality communication device, they discuss Spencer while walking in a park. He asks how she's doing, and Victoria says she is doing everything she can, but Spencer isn't cooperating. Parker suggests that Spencer needs clinical help, but Victoria is against it because they'll take Spencer away. She assures him she can protect Spencer, but Parker points out that the journal doesn't provide enough information, so she needs to see him during the act to understand. However, her presence will alter the result, which makes them decide to record him instead. Soon, a new Ashley clone is made, so Victoria dresses her and does her makeup. While waiting for her to wake up, Spencer sees a camera on the wall in the bedroom. When Ashley wakes up, Spencer asks her if she's seen someone else, and she responds that she doesn't know. He continues to ask if she remembers him, but Ashley says no. Suddenly, Spencer shouts at Ashley to remember him. He plays her a song, but it doesn't help her recover her memory. Ashley stands up to leave, but Spencer grabs her and chokes her. He then bangs her head again on the floor until she dies, while his mother watches in tears. Once he's done, Spencer hits the camera, ending the feed. Months ago, Spencer saw a man dragging the woman out of his car and leaving her in the middle of nowhere. As he made his way to her, Spencer received a text from his mother, telling him that she'll stay late at work tonight. He then approached the woman, who was the real Ashley, and told her she was going the wrong way. Since the nearest town is a 6-hour walk, Ashley agreed to head to Spencer's house, which was much closer. At present, Spencer tells his mother it's not working because the clones don't feel authentic. Victoria thinks it's too early to say since it's only been the 4th attempt, so she asks him to give her more time. That evening, Victoria calls Parker and blames him for making her watch what Spencer did. He insists that she needs to see it if she wants to satisfy his needs while preventing him from killing anybody real. Victoria asks for advice since Spencer is also his responsibility, so Parker asks her what she learned and saw. She says Spencer was right that the clone wasn't real enough, so Parker asks what she would do to make the next clone more real. Before she could answer, she receives a call from her employee, Taylor, but ignores it. Victoria then decides to spend more time with Ashley's clone to make her real enough. Parker wonders how she can do so without it interfering with her work at Harris Genetics. Victoria's company is about to release custom-grown cloned organs. Therefore, she's confident that they'll own the transplant business. However, Parker points out that her employees have noticed her absence. The next day, after tending to the new clone, Victoria goes to Spencer's room and explains that she needs him to stay away from the clone so that she can get accustomed to her surroundings. She promises that the time will make Ashley more real, so Spencer agrees. As he leaves his room later, he sees Ashley and his mother talking in the guest room. They notice Spencer eavesdropping, so Victoria closes the door. After that, he draws a portrait of Ashley with ants on her face. He then goes for a walk and sees a neighbor unpacking her belongings. She notices him watching her, so he offers to help. She introduces herself as Marissa and tells him that her parents are in Europe, so she'll be watching their place. That evening, Spencer draws a portrait of Marissa. Suddenly, Marissa arrives at his house to give him cookies. Victoria opens the door, so Marissa introduces herself and hands over the cookies as the thank you gift for Spencer. After she leaves, Victoria yells at Spencer for befriending Marissa, but he defends that he was just helping her out. During another conversation with Parker, Victoria informs him about Marissa, whom she sees as bubbly. Parker wonders if Spencer is fixating on her, so Victoria reveals that Spencer is drawing her. Parker then asks about the new Ashley clone, and Victoria tells him how she realized that Ashley already has a history, so she plans on using key parts of Ashley's life to make the clone more human. One day, Marissa finds Spencer at her door as he's returning her plate. She invites him in, and Spencer gives her a portrait that he drew of her. Marissa is in awe of Spencer's talent and asks him to design a tattoo for her. She shows him the back of her neck where she wants the tattoo, which makes Spencer nervous. She then tells him that she likes him, making Spencer blush. Back in the house, Victoria asks Spencer where he's been. Learning that he met with Marissa, Victoria insists that she doesn't want him to see her again. Spencer argues that she doesn't want him around, but she defends that it's not like that because she's doing everything for him. She asks him if he wants to meet Ashley, so she promises to get her ready for him tomorrow. When he first met Ashley, they arrived at Spencer's house, and he told her that his mother was working late. He shared that his mother was a geneticist, then blocked Ashley from going into her lab. Ashley asked him to use the bathroom, only to use recreational substances there. She then returned to Spencer and asked for wine. He offered to give her a ride to the next town when his mother arrived, but until then, Ashley played one of her favorite songs. She then asked where Spencer's room was and headed there. On the day Spencer meets the new Ashley, Victoria explains to the clone that Spencer is shy, so she can get him to open up by talking about his interests like art and music. Spencer drinks wine in his room when Victoria walks in, introducing the new Ashley to him. He offers her wine and Victoria leaves. Spencer plays Ashley's song while she checks his sketches, complimenting his art. During this, Victoria waits by the door, nervous about what's to come. Spencer shows Ashley more of his sketches, but she gets terrified when she sees some disturbing portraits of herself. Seeing her scared, Spencer puts the sketches away and pulls her into a slow dance. She then asks him how long he's known her, and he tells her that he's known her since before she was even her. Then he starts choking her, and Victoria listens as her son kills another Ashley. After putting away the body, Spencer tells his mother that everything seems fake to him. He feels like there's a boundary between him and the world that suffocates him. However, today he felt like he could breathe, just like the first time he did something to the first Ashley. Because of this, he thanks his mother and hugs her. Finally, Victoria tells Parker the great news and decides to continue the experiment to see how long the positive effects last. She's hopeful that eventually Spencer can return to the real world and have a life, only to return home when he feels the urge again. The following day, Spencer reminisces about the latest Ashley when Marissa drops by. Bored with the quiet neighborhood, she asks how he can handle the silence, so he admits that he likes it. Marissa talks about how she overthinks, according to her therapist, whom she saw for her eating disorder. Spencer says he also had a therapist, so she asks what his disorder is. However, Spencer sees Ashley's hair on the ground left from when he was dragging the body, so he hides it under his shoe. Seeing him go quiet, Marissa drops the question and invites Spencer to an exhibit. Spencer doesn't respond, so Marissa asks him to think about it and leaves. During the fateful night, Ashley looked at Spencer's art and complimented him. She claimed to also like art and showed him the tattoo on her arm. Ashley then got him to dance with her, and Spencer admitted that Ashley was the first girl to go to his room. She let him feel her body, but Ashley backed away when Spencer went for her chest. This triggered something in Spencer, so he lunged at her. Ashley stepped on his foot and tried to run away, but Spencer grabbed her and pushed her to the floor. She tried to fight back, but Spencer dragged her, causing her nail to break. He choked her on the floor and banged her head until she stopped responding. At present, a new Ashley clone is made. Victoria tells Spencer to be patient as she wants Ashley to be real for him. He assures her that he understands and thanks his mother. Soon, Victoria greets Ashley when she wakes up, telling her that she's been in an accident. Ashley asks to go home but realizes that she doesn't remember where it is, so Victoria promises to take her home once she gets her memory back. They head outside where Victoria shows Ashley a video of young Spencer with his dog named Max. Ashley asks where Max is now, so Victoria takes her to Max's grave. She starts talking about death, saying that everyone dies. On the day Spencer killed the real Ashley, Victoria arrived and was horrified to discover the body. She slapped Spencer, scolding him as she thought he'd gotten better. As Victoria panicked, she asked Spencer where Ashley came from and if anyone knew that she was in their house. He assured her that no one knew she was here, so they plotted to get rid of her body in the lab. On the day of the exhibit, Spencer thanks Marissa because it's his first time seeing art in person. He shares that he was only in school until the 6th grade and was homeschooled after an incident when he played King of the Mountain. He badly wanted to be the king in the game, but a girl got up behind him. Even though he knew it was wrong, he shoved the girl, causing her to fall and die. Because of that, his mother kept Spencer away from people. Marissa thinks it's unfair since he was just a kid. To make him feel better, she surprises him by showing him that the portrait that he made is displayed in the exhibit. At first, he's angry because she didn't ask for permission, but she defends she wanted to surprise him because she's proud of him. Meanwhile, Victoria goes to Spencer's room but doesn't find him there. She tries to locate him, but Spencer left his phone. That evening, Marissa drops Spencer off at his house and notices Ashley upstairs. As Spencer enters the house, Victoria argues that he shouldn't have friends because she's the only one who takes care of him. She asks if he'd throw it all away for Marissa, but he defends that he feels differently around her. Ashley overhears this, then returns to her room, slowly recalling her memories of being choked and dragged. She wakes up from the nightmares the next day, and Victoria sees her outside. Ashley explains her dream, then asks Victoria why Spencer is hiding from them. Victoria defends that he's just shy, but assures Ashley that he was the one who found her. Victoria later brings this up to Parker, panicking that Ashley is starting to remember and wondering if her memories were being transferred through DNA. Parker confirms that this Ashley feels real to Victoria, then asks if she's still willing to give her to their son. Victoria says yes because she'd do anything for Spencer. One day, Ashley sneaks into Spencer's room, where she sees claw marks on the floor similar to those in her dreams. Then she takes Spencer's sketchbook and sees herself in it. She returns to her room to check the pages, but Victoria knocks on the door, so she hides the sketchbook under a pillow. Later, Spencer tells his mother that he doesn't want to do it anymore. He wants to have a normal life and have friends, pointing out his history of violence. His tendencies didn't just recently start, so she doubts it'll suddenly end. Spencer admits that he likes Marissa, but Victoria worries that he'd kill her. The next day, Marissa sneaks around Spencer's house and sees Victoria and Ashley in the garden. She quietly takes a picture of them, but her cell phone receives a notification, making a sound. Hearing it, Victoria checks but sees nothing as Marissa has hidden away. One morning, Taylor calls Victoria again, scolding her about missing a meeting. Victoria defends that her project will make their company wealthy beyond imagination, but Taylor insists that she has to tell the board members that. With no choice, Victoria decides to go to work. Meanwhile, Spencer notices that his sketchbook is missing, so he asks his mother. However, Victoria announces that she'll be away, so she locks Ashley in her room because she can't trust Spencer with her. During this, Marissa searches for Ashley on the internet. She sees that Ashley is reported missing and is wanted for robbery. She texts Spencer that about Ashley, not knowing that Spencer's messages also go through Victoria's phone. Having just arrived at her office, Victoria calls Spencer and asks what he told Marissa, but he insists that he didn't tell her anything. Afraid for her son, Victoria heads back home despite Taylor's protests. That evening, Marissa sneaks into Spencer's house to warn him about Ashley's past. Meanwhile, Ashley flips through Spencer's sketchbook and throws it away when she sees the disturbing portraits. Hearing this, Marissa asks if Ashley is in the room. However, Spencer corners her in the kitchen, lamenting how he was planning to change for her. With no choice, Spencer starts to choke Marissa. She reaches for a wine bottle nearby and slams it on his head. She tries to escape, calling 911 in the process, but Spencer drags her down. During this, Ashley finds a hammer from the closet and uses it to break out of the room. Spencer pins Marissa down and grabs a broken piece of glass while she begs for her life. Ashley has broken out of the room and finds Spencer and Marissa, but he stabs the woman before she can go near. Seeing headlights from outside, Ashley hurries to the lab just before Victoria enters the front door. From the lab, Ashley discovers her life and the experiment. Meanwhile, Victoria finds Marissa's dead body and slaps Spencer, berating him. Spencer defends that he tried to keep her out, but Marissa knew about Ashley. Downstairs, Ashley sees the tub of black substance with a camera pointing at it, so she checks the computer for the logs. There, she discovers her own wanted and missing person posters, along with her original body's photos. Victoria discovers that Marissa had called 911, so she orders her son to get Ashley and get rid of the body. However, Spencer sees that Ashley has escaped, so Victoria panics as the police are coming. Spencer assures her that he'll take the blame, but she refuses because they did everything together. Spencer takes Marissa's body to the tank while Victoria goes to the lab. There, Ashley confronts Victoria with a hammer, demanding to know what she really is. Victoria defends that her son saved her from a life of crime, but Ashley already remembers that Spencer killed her. Furious, Ashley slams the hammer onto Victoria but ends up smashing the computer instead. Spencer hears this and hurries to help his mother. Victoria tries to calm Ashley by telling her that she's one of a kind, but Ashley still hits her with a hammer. Spencer arrives and jumps on Ashley, but she kicks him off and runs. She hides behind the car and waits for the chance to attack. She approaches him from behind and punches him. Ashley continues punching Spencer until he falls, and she bangs his head on the ground until he dies. Suddenly, the police arrive and take Ashley in. Victoria sees Spencer dead on the ground, weeping for her son. However, Victoria doesn't give up, so she soon gets rid of all the evidence of her experiment. Afterward, she begins another chapter where she clones her son.
Subscribe to watch more videos like this. Turn on notifications. And leave a like, it really helps the channel out. Thank you for watching.